Jets brought him into.
We fix flats. It's at 6'2", 190 pounds, from Indianapolis, Indiana, a sophomore, David.
Show here, for heaven's sake. For the folks at home, the studio audience tonight here thinks we're giving away cars. You know, let me tell you something about Mother's Day. Sunday, of course, was Mother's Day. Canada, Mother's Day in Canada?
Same time, yeah.
And it makes me feel, you know, whenever you give somebody a gift and you get the sense that they really, really enjoy it, it makes you feel doubly happy and proud that you were able to send them the gift. So I gave my mom a little something over the weekend, and this morning, I get a call from this woman, my dear sweet mom, practically in tears. She's so excited, and all she really could say was, "Thank you for the beer nuts." Oh my God, it's Sal Marciano, ladies and gentlemen, with the sports. Have you been following the trouble we're having with with my right hand? Have you been following? Have you been following the trouble they're having with the Hubble Space Telescope? Now, all right. Now let me explain. If you know nothing about this, this is like the most important major space breakthrough since the beginning of recorded time. This will now allow us to see like 15 billion years back into the creation of the universe, and they're having trouble getting the thing in focus. Now, you know, that's true. I just feel like if you're going to spend $1.5 billion, you ought to get the autofocus. No! Nasty shot to the head. I'm sorry. That's Michael J. Fox. Oh my God. Over the weekend, Mexico's Raul Alcala won the $50,000 first prize in the 11-day Tour de Trump. Second place was a New York City Chinese food delivery guy who had gotten lost. Sal, the game has been canceled. The bus broke down. You can come home now, Sal. There'll be no game tonight, Sal. Come on home. On the program...
Just before the show started.
Yeah.
St. Pat's High School in Thunder Bay. What a great school.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
That high school?
I think so, too.
You know, now, I'm talking about the Tour de Trump bicycle race, and I made that little snide face, and people started to hiss. It had nothing to do with minimizing the man's accomplishments.
Donald Trump.
No. The guy who won the race.
Oh, the winner of the race.
Yeah, the winner of the race, see?
It had nothing to do with minimizing.
No, I was trying to make fun that you'd have a bicycle race and name it after yourself.
Yeah.
Like Tour de Dave or something. Hey,
when is the Tour de Dave, by the way, this year?
You know what I did this weekend? Have you ever go into one of these video stores and rent videos?
Once in a while, yeah.
This is something fun to do. Have you heard about this? You can go and rent these movies. So I go into this place, and it's fun. So I select like 3 films. I forget what they were. I think 2 of them were Jaws.
Okay. Jaws 1 and 2, or just both of them were Jaws?
I think both of them, 2 copies of Jaws, in case there's some kind of problem.
Okay. You never know.
So I go up to the counter, and I always do this, and they love it. I say, I hand them the tapes, and I say, "Do I need a VCR for these?" And then the other thing you can do is you can say, yeah, that turtle movie? They like that, too. They like to hear that. doing? Hey, let's, oh, you know what else? What else? Oh, the reaction to this Jack and Donnie thing is unbelievable.
Taking off, is it?
Oh, man alive. I don't know if you folks know what I'm talking about. A few years ago, I was in Barbados vacationing at the Airport Hyatt, and in the lounge there was this comedy team, Jack and Donnie, and we've been showing little clips of their act each night, and people really have kind of jumped on the Jack and Donnie bandwagon. Hal, do we have any more? Hal, are you even in there?
Just came in, Dave.
Oh, hi, Hal. Hal has a little clause in his contract. He can arrive late certain nights. Okay, Hal.
How's it going?
It's not too bad. Go ahead and roll that Jack and Donnie thing. Very funny, very funny. You'll be holding your sides from laughing so hard. Here we go.
Donnie, how did you smash up your new car?
I hit a pedestrian.
How could a pedestrian cause that kind of damage?
He was on a bus.
Good night, everyone. Be good to the earth.
Jack and Donnie. Did you see him on Comic Relief?
Did they do Comic Relief?
No. No.
How were they on
They got bumped. They weren't on.
No, they weren't on.
Yeah, they weren't on. Jack and Donnie. Here's the top 10 category tonight from the home office in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. You know anything about meat, by the way?
About meat?
Yeah.
I know a certain amount. What do you want to know?
All right, a couple of years ago, at least a year and a half ago, I'm in a supermarket and I see these packaged microwavable cheeseburgers that come from like a chain of hamburger restaurants.
Yes.
And the outside of the building is white. Now, when I was a kid growing up in Indianapolis, there was no greater pleasure than going out and buying like a bushel of these things and enjoying them. So I thought, here's what I'll do. This will be a good way for me to relive sort of part of my childhood back there in Indianapolis. So I bought 2 containers of these, and you get like 40 to a container or something. And I don't notice till I get them home that they're microwavable. I don't have a microwave oven. I didn't even have a steam iron.
Well.
So I put them into my freezer. Now, honestly, this is a year and a half ago. A few weeks later, I tried to heat up one box, and it didn't work. They just got hard, and I didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, the problem is they have to be radiated, these things. So I put the other box away, and there it was in my freezer for the next year and a half until last night.
Took it out last night.
I took it out last night, and I steamed them instead of microwaving them, and they were pretty damn good.
Really?
But now, as I'm eating them, I'm thinking I may have ingested some kind of frozen poisonous microbe.
Well.
Let's go back to the garden with Sal Marciano. Sal, are you there? Maybe not. I ate year-and-a-half-old frozen meat.
I think there'll be no problem with that.
Really?
Since they're frozen, yeah, you can freeze them indefinitely, really.
No, that's not true.
No?
You know...
But I think as long as you steam them, you'll be all right.
And they were not bad. They tasted pretty much just like they did back in Indianapolis. Yeah. Here we go. The category... They might be, yeah. From the home office in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, top 10 Hubble telescope excuses. You know, they have all that. Top 10 Hubble telescope excuses. Here we go. Number 10, the guy at Sears promised it would work fine. Number 9, some kids on Earth must be fooling around with a garage door opener. Number 8, there's a little doohickey rubbing against the part that looks kind of like a cowboy hat. Number 7, see if you can think straight after 12 days of drinking Tang. Number 6, bum with squeegee, smeared lens at red light. Number 5, Number 5, telescope blueprints drawn up by that Hay Verne guy. Number 4, those damn raccoons. Number 3, should not have used GE components. Number 2, God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. We need all the money we can raise here tonight. Number 2, ran out of quarters. And the number 1 Hubble telescope excuse, race of super-evolved galactic beings are screwing with us. Yesterday was a beautiful day here in New York City, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
Do we have any more information on that third guest? Huh? What? Our first guest is a versatile actress who stars in the comedy series The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. Her new motion picture is called Strapless. Ooh, provocative title.
I hear it's marvelous.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program Blair Brown. Blair, this Days and Nights of Molly Dodd is turning out.
Die.
Well, I mean, we don't want to kill it necessarily, do we?
Some have tried.
But
some in this very network have tried.
Well, yeah, but that was years ago. It was originally on NBC. It was canceled and it picked up by Lifetime. Yeah, Lifetime cable. Now, what else do you know of the Lifetime? What else is on that cable?
What else is on?
Yeah.
A few NBC reruns, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Cagney and Lacey is on there from.
But that's not NBC. But L.A. Law.
L.A. Law is on there.
L.A. Law, Moonlighting. Then they do a lot of health programs for women and things like that.
Well, that's great. Don't you think that's nice that there's another outlet for these shows?
It's very good.
Yeah. And so now this is your third cycle with Lifetime.
Our second with Lifetime, our fourth season, but we only ever have half seasons.
Half season meaning how
13
many?
shows.
13 shows.
13
Well,
shows.
yeah. Anyway, it's great that it's still on the air. Are you enjoying it?
I do. I love it.
All right,
I get to live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I get to work and pay my bills, and it's good.
Yeah. So describe for us where we find Molly Dodd these days emotionally. How are things for her?
Well, Molly is pregnant and she doesn't know who the father is, which is kind of. Oh, it's very bad in the early 90s.
If she had stayed on network television, that would never have happened.
That's true.
You start running around with these little nickel and dime cable deals.
I know, and those things can happen before you know it.
Really, the woman is pregnant and
she doesn't actually know. It could be one of two people.
Oh,
just two. I mean, you know.
Oh, sure, yeah, just one of two. And will this be resolved satisfactorily?
Yes, someone's going to take a blood test, and we're going to know. For us, that is a cliffhanger. We're going to try and drag that out as long as we can. Paternity of this.
And she must be beside herself with anxiety here?
From time to time.
Yeah.
But then there are a few jokes. There are a few jokes in between.
Now, will she marry one of the...
I would doubt it. I would not think that would be in the cards for her.
But there will be a baby and...
There will be a baby.
Oh, well, that'll be cute, I guess.
And it's a sort of interracial relationship, which, again, wouldn't be happening probably on network television.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, the thing has really found a new... I have no idea what I'm about to say.
It's found a group of people who will let us do it.
Yeah, good for you. All right, now let's talk about this Strapless. Now, Paul and I both noticed that really is a great title for a film.
It is a great title for a film.
Yeah.
For a great film.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we have both things working at once.
All right, tell us about that project.
It's a movie. It's a very romantic film, which it's about a woman who meets this mysterious stranger when she's traveling in a very exotic land. We call it Europe. It's just sort of generic Europe, which we shot in Lisbon because no one has actually ever been to Lisbon. So it's a kind of a mysterious
I've been there twice. I haven't been to Lisbon.
Except you.
Yeah.
So she meets this very passionate, very romantic man, and is of course highly suspicious of him, and very mistrustful of his behavior, which is intelligent. And he follows her back to England, and pursues her, and one thing leads to another. And she has a very violent relationship with her sister, played by Bridget
Are we going to hear the whole thing now?
We're going to hear all of it. Yeah.
Now, was this the same film that we were talking about a year ago?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. See, that's the thing. There are a few constants in my life. The same TV show, the same movie.
But now it's all finished and it'll be opening soon.
And it's coming out. What happened? Yes, it's coming out now.
Yeah.
It was at the New York Film Festival and did very well. At Telluride did well.
And so you're pleased with it?
It's
excited
good.
about it? And it is in wide release beginning...
Friday.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we have to do a commercial, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about other things now that we have this work stuff out of the way. We'll be back here with... You were, and maybe you weren't recently, but you have traveled to Egypt.
Oh, I was. I was in Egypt about 2 weeks ago.
Is now a good time to go to Egypt?
No, now it's getting very, very hot. You don't want to go there.
So you were there.
It's a wonderful, strange place where everyone yells a lot, and you have no idea what's going on at any moment. People are screaming, waving their arms, and you think, A, are they happy? B, are they arguing? Is this kind of a festival of some sort, or what's going on?
Did you, as an American, feel welcome there? Do they like Americans? Were they happy to see you?
So long as you have a great deal of money in your pocket at all times. So one of the first moments I was in Egypt, I was crossing a street, and these little boys came up and to help me up the curb. I thought, well, isn't this
That's
this
very
is quite
courteous, sure.
And then they want money and ballpoint pens from you, which I don't quite understand. Everybody wanted a ballpoint pen.
Well, they make copious notes.
I think they do. It's all those great Egyptian novels that are coming our way. Yeah.
Was it, well, tell me more about it.
Actually, the very first moment I arrived in Egypt, we landed at this small airport in Aswan, and a bus was coming over again. I thought, isn't this festive? You know,
Yeah.
greeters are coming out. And then I saw that at least half of the group, about 8 people, were soldiers with very big guns and carrying these odd crescent-shaped things. And I said to the pilot, I said, well, what would that be that they have? So that's extra ammunition. And there were 4 of us on the plane and a large group of them. And at that moment, I realized this is why you're supposed to read the papers. You know, you're supposed to know,
so you know what exactly.
Are we friends with Egypt? Or are we friends or not?
Have you stumbled into some kind of border war or something
I thought,
there?
is Alan Parker going to make a film about my trip to Egypt? You know, I don't know.
So the bus with the soldiers, it was not the courtesy van, obviously.
It was not quite. It was inquiring minds like to know. What it was.
And you traveled all over the country?
We did. I spent a little time in Cairo and had a very romantic evening ahead of me, going to see the pyramids and the Sphinx. Right?
Oh, man.
So I thought, okay, the moon, it was full moon, out we go, the great date away into the night.
Oh, so you were there with a date?
Well, for a week, it's more than a date, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
What do you call it when it's a week?
I guess so.
It's the same person. I don't know what you really
I guess
call
it is, yeah, like
something else.
a little longer date than you usually have.
And so we're going to the pyramids. And I thought, well, this will be kind of one of the great moments. And we're driving through the suburbs, and it's about 11 o'clock at night, people screaming in the street, large holes in major streets, large enough for small cars to fit into. And actually, there was one when we came back in one of these halls. So we get, and then I thought, it's going to take hours to get here. In sort of 15 minutes, we're in this suburb with all these buildings built by Egyptian builders and with Russian design. So you know how good they are. They're sort of akimbo. And I looked at these buildings, and over the top, there was this little pyramid shape. And the pyramids are in the suburbs. It's like the pyramids are in Greenwich or something. It's really strange. So you get there, and there's this light and sound show, and you think it's but the problem is they're restoring the Sphinx, so it's covered in scaffolding. So it's like watching a building project. You sit in the corner, they flash lights and boom out bad poetry, spoken very loudly by bad English actors, and it's kind of a full experience.
So it was not what you had hoped for, but still it must have been.
Not. But actually, when you're on the Nile and you go, it is amazing because it is exactly the same as it was thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Now is the water? They say if you fall into the Nile, you know, you got to get shots.
I don't think I'd be here.
And what about food? What kind of food?
You drink bottled water and eat oranges, so you can trim right down.
Yeah. But if you wanted to, you go into a restaurant. What would have been a typical Egyptian fare?
Grains and beans and a lot of things chopped up and things that have been sitting in the sun too long. I think that's kind of a key. And seafood from that very water. A lot of seafood from those very waters.
Yeah.
So pack a lunch. Take a snack. Take a snack with you.
But you were there.
That's not why you're there.
You were there for a whole week, and overall you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, so, it's extraordinary.
And you found the people were friendly toward you.
Very.
Did any recognize you as Molly Dodd? Yeah, the Egyptians.
Golly, no, it didn't.
They don't get the lifetime cable there.
No, cable. They don't have cable.
Not wired for cable yet there.
No.
Geez, it's nice to see you. I hope you have a great. Now, are you off this summer?
We have about 6 weeks off, but I'm working, so I think I have 2 week break.
Are you doing anything for fun in your 6 weeks?
I hope so.
Oh, good. Well, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you.
Come back anytime. The results are finally in. The results of our popular opinion poll. Paul, do you have music for the big popular opinion poll results? They're in. That's right. Now, this poll was conducted by the This poll was conducted by the Sociology Department of American University in Washington in cooperation with the United States Department of the Interior. Here we go. That quieted things right down, didn't it? The man who invented the standing nap, our producer, Morty. He's doing it now. He's in the nap mode now.
A nap with his eyes open.
Exactly. Here we go. Here's the first result of our public opinion poll. Americans' opinions on the situation in Lithuania. 5% believe Lithuania should maintain good relations with Moscow. 10% believe Lithuania should fight for independence. 85% said Lithuania, is that in Tennessee? Department of the Interior, never really known for their sense of humor. New York City high school students asked to draw Canada on a map. 21% placed it in Europe, 35% placed it in South America, 44% went after the geography teacher with a broken bottle. The category, Young Americans' Favorite Summertime Activities. 21% enjoy body surfing, 41% camping, 38% enjoy watching Dad's hair singe when he puts too much lighter fluid on the charcoal. I, for one, am stunned that you can eat meat that's been frozen for a year and a half.
I hope you can.
And maybe longer.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah. What if I just drop dead now?
Then we'll
No,
know.
don't you think if there was something wrong with the meat by now, I would at least be dyspeptic?
You would know, yeah. Right around now, you'd be feeling something.
Yeah. Number 4, who do parents name their first baby after is the question here. 65% say a relative. Well, that's sure. 32% say a historic figure. 3% a brand name of discount scotch. How about that? Number 5, astronauts' reasons for joining the space program. 6% consider it a personal challenge. 15% a scientific curiosity. 79% hope to have sex in zero gravity. I'm certainly gratified by that response. Number 6, interesting question. Why people use 10W40 motor oil? 90% protection against engine breakdown. 6% say increase in motor performance. 4% use it because it has that rich aroma and full-bodied taste. I have no idea. This is probably a collating foul up here.
Must be.
Number 7, white candidates run for the House of Representatives. 25%, it's a chance to serve the public. 31% say a chance to shape national policy. 44% say it's a chance to list hookers as congressional aides. The next category, benefits of working at a 7-Eleven. 15% feel it's the free coffee. 20% indicate free donuts is their preference. 65% say cooling your feet in the Slurpee machine at 3 in the morning is why they enjoy. Slurpee machine got a bigger reaction than the hookers.
That's a dinner show.
Number 9. What New Yorkers look for when choosing a car? 36% said price, 29% said performance, 45% said is the door unlocked and is the key in the ignition. Complaints of cat owners. This is a wide variety of topics, Paul. Complaints of cat owners, 31% say it's shedding, 20% say claws on furniture, 49% say it becomes physical manifestation of Satan. First sexual encounters for women, 46% say in their teens, 30% say in their 20s, 24% say in John F. Kennedy Jr.'s apartment. I'm just gonna skip ahead here because I'm starting to get nervous for my life. And finally, can we go ahead? Do we have the technology to skip ahead? Yeah. But do we know how to use the technology? And God forbid it should fall into the wrong hands. We can get Sal Marciano from Detroit, but we can't skip ahead. Finally, what New Yorkers think of George Steinbrenner was the final category. 80% believe he sucks. 20% believe he really sucks.